Chapter 61 Gorgeous Performance. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Feng was already pushing his limits, hitting a speed of 37 meters per second. He was a level 49 Soul Grandmaster with 4 soul rings. All that training at the Ice and Fire Yin Yang Well, plus the Lihua Apricot Jiao Tree and the Star Anise Ice Herb, along with the 340 agility points the system tossed in, had gotten him up to 37 meters per second. That's over 75 miles per hour. Even hawks usually only hit around 60 miles per hour. So, Feng was already faster than most birds, but he wasn't dealing with some ordinary bird. This was the leader of the pack. A century-old eagle could go toe-to-toe with a regular 1,000-year one. Up in the sky, Feng was hot on the green feather eagle's tail, the distance between them remaining constant. Back on the ground, Ning Rongrong, with her 2 martial souls swirling around her and the 7 treasure glazed tile pagoda in her hand, looked up at Feng and grinned. "Big brother, let me give you a boost, *7 treasures, speed boost." A cyan light shot out of the 7 treasure glazed tile pagoda. Feng, still chasing the eagle, was bathed in the same light. Ning Rongrong was now a level 27 soul master, and her first soul skill could jack up someone's speed by 20%. Feng was closing the gap on the green feather eagle. The eagle shrieked, sensing the human on its tail. The feathers on its head glowed blue, and a cyan aura surged through its body. Suddenly, its speed shot up by 30%, the green feather eagle's burst of speed widened the distance between them once more. "Guess it's time to get serious," Feng muttered. Suddenly, he tapped his toes in mid-air and blasted forward, his speed multiplying. Almost at the same instant, he dismissed his Shenyuan sword martial soul. The force of the toe tap gave him an extra boost. The only problem was, now Feng had nothing beneath his feet. He was hundreds of feet in the air, which would be suicide for most people. "Brother! Big brother!" Feng, Ning Rongrong, Xiao Wu, and Zhao Wuji all cried out in unison, worried sick. A fall from that height would be fatal. Just as Feng reached his peak and started to fall, he summoned his Shenyuan sword again. Another quick toe tap gave him another burst of speed. He repeated the process, each time closing the distance on the green feather eagle. Seeing that Feng was okay, Ning Rongrong breathed a sigh of relief. "Brother, here's another push, *7 treasures, power up, star." Ning Rongrong's first soul ring lit up with a yellow glow, and a yellow light enveloped Feng, instantly boosting his strength by 20%. With Ning Rongrong's help again, Feng continued to close the gap. "That kid's got some moves," Zhao Wuji said, watching from below. "Using the sword like that, he's a real monster." Finally, realizing Feng was about to catch up, the green feather eagle stopped running. It folded its wings forward, then suddenly snapped them open. 2 blades of wind, fueled by surging soul power, shot towards Feng. While the green feather eagle might have been fast, its attacks were simple. The wind blades were its only weapon. It was just a 1,000-year-old eagle, after all. And Feng was a level 49 soul grandmaster. The green feather eagle's attack was nothing to write home about. Feng didn't even try to dodge. He kept kicking, using his toes to propel himself forward. At the apex of his arc, he summoned his Shenyuan sword. Soul power surged into the blade. The Shenyuan sword extended into a 49-meter-long beam of light. Man and sword as one. Feng swung the sword, and the golden blade descended, intercepting the wind blades. The remainder of the blade hit the green feather eagle, sending it spiraling towards the ground. If the badly injured eagle crashed, it would be done for. Oscar wouldn't get his soul ring. Feng flew towards the eagle, quickly swapping martial souls. When the 9-heart mysterious subtlety needle appeared in his palm, the second soul ring around his body flashed yellow. A thick layer of black ice instantly froze the green feather eagle's solid *2 soul skill, frozen. Feng switched back to the Shenyuan sword martial soul, flying after the falling eagle. Just before it hit the ground, he caught it and landed smoothly, without a speck of dust on his clothes. It was all so seamless. Self-created soul skills. Tang San was shaken. He could see it, Yifeng's Xianyuan sword didn't have any soul rings attached, so that sword strike must have been a skill he'd invented himself. Tang San wasn't jealous, though. He had his own self-created soul skills. Yifeng had twin martial souls, and so did he. Instead, Tang San was curious. He wondered whether Yifeng's sword strike was more powerful than his own chaotic cloak hammer technique. Tang San looked at Yifeng and stated, "Yifeng, I want to fight you." Yifeng smiled calmly, "You're no match for me. I'm a four-ringed soul grandmaster." Tang San didn't back down. "When I'm at the same level as you, will you fight me?" Ma Hongjun couldn't help but chime in, "Little San, don't be ridiculous. Boss Ye's a level 49 Soul Grandmaster, and you're only a level 29 Great Soul Master. There's no way you'll catch up anytime soon." Tang San ignored him, his eyes fixed on Yifeng. "Yifeng, you haven't answered my question yet." Yifeng nodded, "Okay, I'll wait. When your soul power is at the same Soul Master level as mine, I'll fight you." "Big brother," Xiao Wu walked up to Yifeng, looking distressed, "You scared me back there." Yifeng reached out, touched her ear, and smiled, "I'm fine. Alright, Oscar, let's get that soul ring." Chapter 62 Attached Soul Bone, Gaining Attribute Points Again. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 62, Attached Soul Bone, Gaining Attribute Points Again. Oscar looked at Yifeng, a faint smile on his face, and felt a surge of warmth. The battle had been both amazing and incredibly dangerous. He'd seen everything and was deeply moved. Oscar lightly patted Yifeng's shoulder, saying gratefully, "Thanks, Yi. We're brothers, no need for the formalities." Yifeng smiled, scratching his nose, a little embarrassed. To change things up, Yifeng had warned Oscar about the 7 Treasures Glazed Tile School's rules. They required all Soul Masters who awakened the 7 Treasures Glazed Tile Pagoda spirit to marry War Soul Masters. Oscar wasn't a Battle Soul Master, at least not yet, so a relationship with Ning Rongrong was impossible. Since Oscar knew the school's rules, he never pursued Ning Rongrong. Though she'd asked Yifeng for help to avoid Oscar's attention, Yifeng essentially broke up a potential couple. That's why he felt guilty. Giving the coxcomb snake soul ring to Meng Yiran was a way to ease his conscience. Yifeng also intentionally tried to set up Meng Yiran and Oscar. As a form of compensation, Yifeng smiled awkwardly, urging, "Hurry up and get the soul ring. Green feather eagles are tough to catch. If your third soul ability is its flying speed, it'll seriously boost your support abilities." "Right." Oscar nodded and walked to the cyan feather eagle. The black ice was almost gone. Oscar pulled out his dagger, finished off the eagle, and sat down to absorb the soul ring. Yifeng walked excitedly to Oscar's side, thinking, "Finally, I'll get some attribute points to allocate." Originally, Oscar got the coxcomb snake's soul ring. Now, because of Yifeng, he's getting the green feather eagles. As soon as Oscar obtained the soul ring, Yifeng would receive the assignable attribute points from the system, which could boost his strength, agility, spirit, and defense. "Whoa, it's over 1,000 years old." Tang San exclaimed suddenly. Everyone went over to examine the eagle. The feather crest on its head is a sign of being over 1,000 years old. The teacher said each feather crest represents another 1,000 years, up to a certain age, Tang San explained. "Exactly. It only has one crest." Xiao Wu eyed Tang San suspiciously, thinking he was overreacting. "No, look here." Tang San pointed to a spot on the eagle's head. Beside the feather crest was a small bump. "You'd miss it if you weren't paying attention." "What's that?" Xiao Wu asked. "Judging by this bump and the base of the crest, it looks like a destroyed feather crest." "Which means?" Tang San trailed off, looking at Yifeng with a hint of blame. Tang San figured if it wasn't for Yifeng's interference, Oscar wouldn't be in any danger. In other words, Yifeng had been trying to help but actually made things worse. Which means, this eagle isn't just over 1,000 years old, it's likely close to 2,000. Or even more. Mubai finished Tang San's thought, looking at Oscar with concern. What? 2,000 years? Zhao Waoqi's eyes glazed over. He was frozen in place. The upper limit for absorbing a third soul ring is 760 years. Exceed that, and the soul master explodes from being unable to handle the energy. It's happened plenty of times in history. What do we do? Zhao Wuji was lost, everything was out of his control. Tang San didn't speak. Neither did Ning Rongrong, Xiao Wu, Zhu Zhuqing, Ma Hongjun, or Dai Mubai. Even Yi Feng was silent. It wasn't that he didn't want to talk, but Tang San was right. The eagle was either close to 2,000 years old, or had already reached it. Yi Feng could only hope Oscar could pull through, and that the eagle was closer to 2,000 years. Maybe then, Oscar had a chance. But while everyone waited anxiously, Oscar screamed. The soul power around him rippled, becoming unstable. Just when everyone was worried, something changed. A cyan light bloomed on Oscar's back. Eye of Hell. Yi Feng used the Eye of Hell, his third martial spirit, to see what was going on inside the light. Two branches were forming on Oscar's back. Oscar's body was only mortal, and the soul ring's energy was forcing two small veins to grow on his back, which was why he was in so much pain. Ding dong, that the system's voice rang in Yi Feng's head. Congratulations, you've changed the original story. Oscar's third soul ring is close to 2,000 years old. He's not only gained a stronger third soul skill, but also an external soul bone. The impact is significant. Reward, 66 assignable attribute points. Congratulations, you've changed the original story. Meng Yiran obtained the coxcomb snake's soul ring. Reward, 11 assignable attribute points. Meng Yiran getting the soul ring wasn't as impactful as Oscar getting the green feather eagle's soul ring and the external soul bone. The former rewarded 66 points, while the latter only 11. After a while, the two branches stopped growing. Blue light burst from Oscar's back, forming a pair of blue wings. Wings? Ma Hongjun blurted out, dumbfounded, is Oscar turning into a birdman? Tang San and Zhao Waoqi were equally puzzled, unsure what the wings were. Yi Feng slapped Ma Hongjun on the back of the head. Ma Hongjun turned to Yi Feng, asking, "Hey! Why did you hit me?" Yi Feng corrected, "Oscar isn't turning into a birdman, those wings are his external soul bones." Chapter 63 System, Yi Feng is envious again. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 63, System, Yi Feng gets jealous again. An external spirit bone. Oscar's eyes snapped open, just in time to catch Yi Feng's words. You mean this thing on my back is an external spirit bone? Yep. Yi Feng nodded. These external spirit bones are rarer than regular ones, and they can even grow. They're pretty special, a kind of bonus above and beyond the usual 6 types. If a regular spirit bone is a 1 in 1,000 find in a spirit beast, an external one is closer to 1 in 10,000. Among soul masters, there's a kind of wish list for the rarest treasures, and external spirit bones always rank second, right behind the almost impossible to find 100,000-year soul ring. Yi Feng looked at Oscar, a touch of envy creeping in. I can't believe Oscar actually got one, he thought. His soul power is only in the 30s, so this thing has tons of potential for growth. I have to admit, I'm a little jealous. Ding. System detected host's envy of Oscar's external spirit bone, and is dissatisfied. System rewards host with the external spirit bone, Azure Cloud Wings. Azure Cloud Wings, crafted from the wings and soul of a Tier 5 Black Flame Azure Cloud Eagle. Azure Cloud Wings. Yi Feng was shocked. Seriously? I got Azure Cloud Wings. System, we're on the Douluo continent here. Can these wings evolve as my soul power increases? Affirmative, host, the system replied. Yi Feng grinned, the wings are already fast, and the best part is that they can get even better. He wondered just how far they could evolve on this continent. As the system finished speaking, Yi Feng felt a warmth on his back. Something was growing there. Maybe because the wings were a system reward, but he didn't feel the same pain Oscar had experienced. He turned and looked at Oscar, a smile playing on his lips. Who knew that being a little envious would get him his own external soul bone? Oscar, Zhao Wuji clapped Oscar on the shoulder, grinning. I can't believe your luck with that external spirit bone. Now that you've got your third spirit ring, we should head back. Hold up. Wait a sec. Not so fast. Tang San, Xiao Wu, and Yi Feng spoke at the same time, then exchanged thoughtful glances. What's up? Zhao Wuji asked. My soul power just hit level 30, Tang San replied. What about you, Xiao Wu? Zhao Wuji turned to her. Mine reached level 40, Xiao Wu said, glancing at Yi Feng. It was a subtle plea for help. Being a transformed spirit beast, Xiao Wu needed to cultivate her first 6 spirit rings on her own. If she got a spirit ring by hunting a spirit beast, her real identity would be exposed. Seeing her look, Yi Feng understood immediately. He gave her a reassuring smile, letting her know he'd figure something out. Hearing their answers, Zhao Wuji turned to Yi Feng, a curious look on his face. What about you? What's your excuse? Don't tell me you've hit level 50, that a grin spread across Yi Feng's face. I hate to break it to you, but you guessed it. My soul power is at level 50. Dai Mubai, Zhu Zhuqing, Ma Hongjun, and Oscar all looked at Yi Feng with envy. They were still in their 30s, but Yi Feng was about to become a soul king. Oscar, who'd gotten help from Yi Feng in the past, playfully punched his shoulder. You're unreal, man. I'm stuck at level 32, and you're about to hit 50. Congrats, Boss Yi, you're practically a 5-ringed soul king. Ma Hongjun, who'd also received a lot of help from Yi Feng lately, chimed in. Yeah, congrats, Boss Yi. Zhu Zhuqing, Yi Feng's partner in the 9 soul cats duo, gave a rare smile. Sometimes I want to crack open your head to see what's inside. Yi Feng smiled, looking at the group. Among the Shrek 7 devils, Xiao Wu, Ning Rongrong, Zhu Zhuqing, Oscar, and Ma Hongjun were pretty fond of him. Only Dai Mubai and Tang San remained distant. Tang San, in particular, acted like a teammate, but sometimes felt colder than a stranger. Save the congratulations for after I get my 5th spirit ring, Yi Feng said with a smile. Deal, Oscar replied instantly. Oscar knew Ning Rongrong seemed to like Yi Feng, and he was okay with it. He wasn't a battle-type soul master anyway. He liked Yi Feng, and honestly hoped things worked out between them. In that case, let's help Tang San, Xiao Wu, and Yi Feng get what they need and keep going. Zhao Wuji declared, and so, with Zhao Wuji leading the way, the Shrek Academy students continued their trek around the outskirts of the Star Do Forest. As they walked, Zhao Wuji asked, Tang San, how old should your 3rd spirit ring be? Tang San glanced at Oscar before replying. Over 300 years. He'd originally wanted to say 700 years. After all, Oscar had absorbed a spirit ring with nearly 2,000 years without dying. Tang San figured his own training and constant iron forging had made him tougher than Oscar. The problem was finding a spirit beast with a lifespan between 300 and 700 years was tough. So, he settled for a minimum of 300. 1,950 years. Zhao Wuji turned to Xiao Wu. What about you? Huh, that Xiao Wu was surprised. Me? Zhao Wuji nodded. Yeah. Tang San wants a spirit ring over 300 years. What about you? What are you looking for with your 4th? Xiao Wu was still a little thrown. She was a spirit beast, she didn't need to hunt for spirit beasts. She paused, trying to avoid suspicion. 10,000 years, she finally said. 10,000 years. 10,000 years. Zhu Zhuqing, Oscar, Dai Mubai, Tang San, Ma Hongjun, Ning Rongrong, and Zhao Wuji stared at her, shocked. The maximum a soul master could absorb from a 4th spirit ring was 5,000 years. Xiao Wu was asking for 10,000. End of chapter. Chapter 64 The King of the Forest, the Titan Giant Ape. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 64, King of the Forest, the Titan Giant Ape. 10,000 years, Zhao Wuji stared at Xiao Wu, surprised. When he realized that her third spirit ring was already at the 8,000-year mark, his shock subsided a bit. If her third ring was that powerful, then wanting a 10,000-year fourth ring wasn't that crazy. In fact, Xiao Wu was confident she could achieve a 10,000-year ring through meditation alone. Zhao Wuji turned to Yi Feng. And you, kid? Tang San's heart skipped a beat, noticing Zhao Wuji's nickname for Yi Feng. Shrek Academy was known for cultivating monsters, but Zhao Wuji only called Yi Feng kid. Tang San clenched his fists, not out of jealousy, but a burning desire to work harder and eventually surpass Yi Feng. I'm hoping for a 30,000-year lifespan for my fifth spirit ring, Yi Feng replied. 30,000 years, Zhao Wuji froze. The theoretical upper limit for absorbing a fifth spirit ring was 10,000 years. Yi Feng wanted 30,000. Zhao Wuji glared. If he didn't already know Yi Feng's fourth ring was a 10,000-year one, he'd have written him off as delusional. Is that a problem, Mr. Zhao? Yi Feng asked. Zhao Wuji clapped a hand on Yi Feng's shoulder. Don't sweat it. I'm a soul sage, a 30,000-year beast isn't impossible. But, did your teacher have any specific requirements for your fifth ring? Zhao Wuji knew about Jian Daochen Xian's visit to Shrek Academy that night, thanks to Ning Rongrong. He also knew that Jian Daochen Xian was a fighting fanatic who loved a good spar. Yi Feng smiled. My master doesn't have specific age requirements. He just wants it to grant me a controlling ability different from my first four, or maybe even a support-type skill. That's all. Zhao Wuji asked. Yep, Yi Feng confirmed. Good, Zhao Wuji said, relieved. Suddenly, Zhao Wuji's smile vanished, replaced by an intensely sharp aura. With a growl, he summoned his martial spirit, transforming into the mighty Vajra bear. Teacher Zhao, what's wrong? Dai Mubai hurried to his side. Brother, Xiao Wu whispered. Yi Feng moved to Xiao Wu's side, activating his third martial soul, the Eye of Hell. He could see a massive creature rapidly approaching. Xiao Wu, your chance is here, Yi Feng whispered, making sure only she could hear. You mean? Xiao Wu was quick to understand. Life's a stage, kid. Time to act, Yi Feng said, smiling. Got it, Xiao Wu replied. She had been worried about leaving the group to cultivate her fourth ring. The arrival of the Titan Giant Ape was the perfect opportunity. A moment later, in the direction Zhao Wuji, Tang San, Xiao Wu, and Yi Feng were watching, two towering trees slowly parted. A colossal figure emerged. Everyone except Yi Feng and Xiao Wu gasped, stunned by its size. It was a mountain of muscle and fur. Dark hair shimmered in the dim light. Even on all fours, its shoulders were at least 20 feet wide. Standing upright, it would easily be over 40 feet tall. It resembled a cross between an ape and a chimpanzee. Its lantern-sized eyes glowed like topaz. If it weren't for its movements, its dark fur would have made it almost invisible in the night. It was the Titan Giant Ape, king of the Star Do Forest. The Titan Giant Ape was awe-inspiring. Every inch of its body was covered in granite-hard muscles. Those solid muscles looked like hills. King of the Forest, the Titan Giant Ape, Tang San said, his voice filled with dread. The Titan Giant Ape was an absolute overlord. Even a Century Level 1 could rival a 10,000-year soul beast. They possessed unparalleled strength and speed. There were almost no weaknesses in their attack and defense. Most terrifyingly, they could use abilities similar to soul skills. Zhao Wuji, a soul sage over level 70, was visibly shaken. Respected King of the Forest, we mean no offense. If this is your territory, we'll leave immediately. Zhao Wuji didn't know if it would work, but he was trying anything. Roar, star, the Titan Giant Ape roared at them, creating a powerful gust of wind that nearly knocked Zhu Zhuqing, Ning Rongrong, and Ma Hongjun off their feet. Seeing the ape's posture, Zhao Wuji gritted his teeth. I'll hold it off. Oscar, use your third soul skill to help everyone escape. I won't last long, so hurry. Seventh soul skill, true form of the vigorous Vajra bear. Knowing he couldn't face the Titan giant ape head-on, Zhao Wuji immediately used his seventh soul skill, drastically boosting his abilities. Roar, star. The Titan giant ape seemed to understand his words. Seeing Xiao Wu preparing to leave, it became agitated and swatted at Zhao Wuji, sending him flying with a single punch. We can't leave teacher Zhao behind. Attack! Ma Hongjun shouted. Immediately, Yi Feng, Tang San, Zhu Zhuqing, Dai Mubai, Oscar, Ning Rongrong, and Xiao Wu launched an assault on the Titan giant ape. The Titan giant ape was the king of the forest, an opponent far beyond their capabilities. It swatted them aside like flies. Now! Yi Feng hissed to Xiao Wu. Xiao Wu leaped into the air, heading straight for the Titan giant ape. The Titan giant ape reached out and grabbed her, seemingly cooperating. Xiao Wu! Yi Feng cried out, summoning his sword and rushing forward. The Titan giant ape casually slapped Yi Feng back with a single palm, sending him crashing to the ground. As Xiao Wu whispered something to the ape, it turned and obediently disappeared into the forest. Yi Feng coughed up blood, watching the ape's retreating figure. Then, darkness. He collapsed, thinking, that act was a little too convincing. End of this chapter. Chapter 65 Tang 3, I know it's fake, but unfortunately there's no proof. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Quiet night in the Star Do Great Forest. Zhu Zhuqing, Ma Hongjun, Oscar, Dai Mubai, and Tang San were gathered around Zhao Wuji, Ning Rongrong, and Yi Feng. Zhao Wuji, having finished his meditation, stood up and looked at Yi Feng lying on the ground with concern. Is Yi Feng still out of it? He asked. Ning Rongrong shook her head, worry etched on her face. It had been half a day since Xiao Wu was snatched away, and despite all her efforts, she couldn't wake Yi Feng. Zhao Wuji knelt beside Yi Feng, took his wrist, and closed his eyes to feel his condition. Frowning, he said, his internal organs were only slightly shaken by the Titan great ape's blow. The fact that he's still unconscious, could it be brain trauma? Oscar, overhearing this, was immediately alarmed. Mr. Zhao, you don't think Yi Feng's gonna be a vegetable, do you? A vegetable? Ning Rongrong's eyes widened, her face paling as she stared at Yi Feng. Zhao Wuji replied gravely, it's possible. It's happened before to soul masters. Brain trauma can sometimes lead to that. What? Ning Rongrong's brow furrowed with anxiety. Looking down at Yi Feng, she pleaded, no way. My senior brother can't be a vegetable. Absolutely not. Zhu Zhuqing and Ma Hongjun also expressed their worry about Yi Feng's condition. However, Tang San and Dai Mubai felt a strange sense of satisfaction. They seemed to secretly wish Yi Feng would become useless. Tang San walked to Ning Rongrong and patted her shoulder gently. Rongrong, don't get ahead of yourself. There's no proof Yi Feng will actually become a vegetable. If he were awake, he wouldn't want you to be so upset. Ignoring Tang San, Ning Rongrong took Yi Feng's hand and called out affectionately, brother, wake up. It's Rongrong, your junior sister. Wake up. But Yi Feng remained unresponsive. Big brother. A voice rang out from the trees. Tang San, Ning Rongrong, and Zhao Wuji turned to see Xiao Wu, unharmed, staring at Yi Feng on the ground. Xiao Wu, you're back, Tang San said, relieved. Yeah, Xiao Wu nodded. The Titan great ape didn't hurt you, did it? Tang San asked. Did you want it to? Xiao Wu retorted. Just kidding, Tang San said with an awkward smile. Tang San looked at the unconscious Yi Feng, feeling a surge of hope. Yi Feng and Xiao Wu were close, and Yi Feng always seemed to be in the way whenever Tang San tried to get close to Xiao Wu. This was Tang San's chance. If Yi Feng was out of the picture, Xiao Wu would be available. Perhaps that was why Tang San was so relieved that Yi Feng was unconscious. Xiao Wu, how did you escape the Titan great ape? Zhao Wuji asked curiously. I'm not sure what happened. The giant ape grabbed me and ran into the forest. After a while, I heard a loud roar like a bull. The giant ape got spooked and just dropped me, Xiao Wu replied, repeating the story she had rehearsed on the way back. Then, by coincidence, I found a 10,000-year soul beast that was perfect for me, lying stunned nearby. So, I took it down and got its soul ring. What? Zhao Wuji stared at Xiao Wu in disbelief. Seriously, Ma Hongjun was equally dumbfounded. Xiao Wu's story was stranger than fiction. I thought I was a goner. But I managed to escape death. After absorbing the spirit ring, I came straight back, Xiao Wu continued. You really lucked out, Xiao Wu, Oscar said enviously. Maybe it means I'm due for some good fortune, Xiao Wu smiled, looking at Yi Feng. What happened to my brother? Don't worry, Zhao Wuji said, his voice heavy. Yi Feng's been unconscious since the Titan Great Ape attacked him. He might become a vegetable. What? Xiao Wu's eyes widened. She ran to Yi Feng, knelt down, and called out, Brother, wake up. It's Xiao Wu. Open your eyes. As soon as she said that, Yi Feng's eyes slowly opened. He coughed twice. Senior brother, you're awake. Ning Rongrong exclaimed joyfully. Yi Feng coughed again, looking at Ning Rongrong with a guilty expression. He had been awake for a while, just pretending. No matter how much she called, you couldn't wake up someone who was faking it. Yi Feng had heard everything the Shrek Academy teachers and students had said. But he couldn't wake up until Xiao Wu returned. He needed to make sure Xiao Wu didn't go searching for them alone. Xiao Wu, are you okay? Yi Feng asked. I'm fine, Xiao Wu smiled. That's weird. Boss Yi didn't wake up after Rongrong called him 1,000,000 times. But as soon as you said something, Xiao Wu, he popped right awake, Ma Hongjun said, astonished. Maybe it's just a coincidence. Xiao Wu smiled. She suspected Yi Feng had been faking it. Tang San's heart skipped a beat. He looked at Xiao Wu and Yi Feng, sensing something off about their behavior, though he couldn't put his finger on it. He had a gut feeling that Xiao Wu's capture and Yi Feng's coma were somehow staged. What's said is eventually heard. Ning Rongrong picked up on Ma Hongjun's words, glanced at Yi Feng, then at Xiao Wu. A slight frown creased her forehead as a hint of jealousy flashed in her eyes. Ning Rongrong was jealous of Yi Feng and Xiao Wu's relationship. Alright, Zhao Wuji said happily, everything's fine. Xiao Wu got her 4th spirit ring by sheer luck. Next, we need to help Yi Feng and Tang San get their 5th and 3rd spirit rings. Let's get back to training. End of this chapter. Chapter 66 The Powerful Aura of the Protagonist. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Under Zhao Wuji's lead, Yi Feng, Xiao Wu, Ning Rongrong, Zhu Zhuqing, Ma Hongjun, Oscar, Dai Mubai, and Tang San continued their trek through the Star Do forest. For safety, Zhao Waoqi took the point. The support-type Ning Rongrong and Oscar stayed close behind him. To their right were the attack-type Dai Mubai and the control-type Tang San, while Xiao Wu, attack, and Zhu Zhuqing, agility, flanked them on the left. Yi Feng, considered the strongest of the Shrek 8, brought up the rear. Yi Feng glanced at Tang San ahead, a hint of a smirk playing on his lips. In the original story, Tang San had chased after the Titan Great Ape, only to be attacked by the man-faced demon spider along the way. Ultimately, Tang San defeated it, snagged its spirit ring, and, by sheer luck, obtained the 8 spider lance's spirit bone. But now, thanks to Yi Feng's meddling, Tang San wouldn't be getting his hands on that spirit ring or spirit bone. As they pressed onward, Yi Feng ran into a familiar face. Oscar. Meng Yiran, that they exclaimed simultaneously. It was Meng Yiran and her grandmother, Chao Tianxiang, the pair they'd met before. Meng Yiran, still grateful for the soul ring Oscar had given her, called out his name, not Tang San's or Yi Feng's. Didn't you already get your 3rd soul ring? What are you still doing here? Oscar asked, puzzled. Grandma and I are looking for Grandpa. We've been searching all over, Meng Yiran explained. Meng Shu. Duke Long. Oscar blurted, looking around for any sign of the missing Duke Long. Suddenly, an attack sounded. Moments later, an old man appeared, dragging a man-faced demon spider on a chain. Man-faced demon spider. Tang San exclaimed. His teacher, Yu Shaojiang, had told him that if he ever encountered a man-faced demon spider of the right age, he had to get its spirit ring. Tang San eyed Duke Long Meng Shu, a tall, slender man with a long white beard and hair. He was old, but had a rosy complexion and was full of energy, wondering how he could get that man-faced demon spider. Yan, who are these people? Meng Shu asked. The snake woman, Chao Tianxiang, whispered something in Meng Shu's ear, glancing at Oscar and smiling as she spoke. Oh, so it's him. Duke Long Meng Shu looked Oscar up and down, stroked his chin, and chuckled. Well, you're a handsome one, all right. You've got good taste, too. Meng Yiran was caught off guard, looking at Oscar. Oscar was equally surprised, gazing back at Meng Yiran. Their eyes met, and Meng Yiran blushed, shyly saying, Grandpa, stop talking nonsense. Ha ha ha. Duke Long Meng Shu simply smiled. He knew his granddaughter had a crush on Oscar. Tang San stepped forward, polite and respectful. Senior Meng Shu, I was wondering why you captured the man-faced demon spider. Hasn't your granddaughter already obtained her third spirit ring? Duke Long Meng Shu smiled. Yenny has indeed obtained the third spirit ring. I captured the man-faced demon spider for my clan. Your clan? Tang San's expression turned serious, his brows furrowing. He feared he wouldn't be getting that spirit ring after all. The man-faced demon spider is a rare soul beast, and this one is over 1,000 years old. Its spirit ring would be very beneficial to my people. I intend to give it to them. Duke Long Meng Shu explained. Senior, I have a request, Tang San said, clasping his fists. You want the demon spider? Duke Long Meng Shu asked, considering. Senior, to be honest, my soul power has reached level 30. My martial soul is blue-silver grass, and the man-faced demon spider's spirit ring would be perfect for me. If you'd be willing to give it up, I, Tang San, will never forget this kindness and will repay you in the future, Tang San said earnestly. Take it. Duke Long Meng Shu declared. Without a second thought, Duke Long Meng Shu forcefully yanked on the chains, freeing the man-faced demon spider and tossing it at Tang San's feet. Thank you, Senior, Tang San said, delighted. Wait a minute, Yi Feng interjected. Yi Feng, you. Tang San frowned, his expression shifting. He looked at Yi Feng suspiciously and asked, Isn't your fifth spirit ring supposed to be 3,000 years old? Tang San, you've got the wrong idea. I don't want the man-faced demon spider's spirit ring. I just wanted to point out that this one is at least 700 years old. Actually, it's over 2,000 years, Yi Feng warned. Yi Feng didn't want Tang San to get the spirit ring, as he'd also gained the 8 spider lances spirit bone during Tang San's life. His external spirit bone and 8 spider lances shone brilliantly. It wasn't that Yi Feng was targeting Tang San. He just had a weird feeling about him, like he was close but also distant. He wanted to prevent Tang San from obtaining the spirit ring and spirit bone. 2,000 years, Tang San murmured, using his purple demon eyes to observe, and said in surprise, it really is over 2,000 years. In that case, you can't absorb its soul ring, Zhao Wuji said. No, Teacher Zhao, I want to try, Tang San said firmly. Tang San, you said it yourself, it's over 2,000 years old. Are you willing to take that risk? Zhao Wuji asked sternly. Yes, Teacher Zhao. Tang San looked at Oscar, figuring his physical strength was greater than Oscar's and continued, since Oscar could absorb a 2,000-year-old spirit ring, I believe I can, too. Are you sure? Zhao Wuji asked. I'm sure, Tang San replied. All right. It's your life, Zhao Waoqi conceded. Thank you, Teacher Zhao. Tang San touched his 24th bridge bright moonlit night spirit tool, pulled out a dagger, walked to the man-faced demon spider, and stabbed it fiercely in the abdomen, ending its life. Finally, he sat cross-legged and began absorbing the spirit ring. Sigh. Yi Feng sighed slightly. He was out of options. He'd tried, but the protagonist's luck was too strong. Tang San had gotten the spirit ring after all. He couldn't help but think, Tang San really got lucky. I interfered so much, and he still got the soul ring. Next, he'll get the 8 spider lances spirit bone. My purple cloud wing spirit bone is nothing compared to his 8 spider lances. The purple cloud wing just gives me the ability to fly, while the 8 spider lances can devour soul power, replenish 100% of its own consumption, resist poison, strengthen all stats by 50%, improve jumping and climbing, and is very sharp with barbed attacks. It's enviable. He truly is a son of luck in the Douluo plain. Ding dong. As Yi Feng lamented, the system chimed in. The system detected the host's envy of Tang San's 8 spider lances spirit bone. The system expresses dissatisfaction and rewards the host with Dragon Phoenix ancient wings. Chapter 67 Ning Rongrong, brother, are you a soul beast? You are listening at novelfull.audio. Ding dong. Given that the host possesses the purple cloud wing soul bone, the system will automatically select the ancient Dragon Phoenix wing for you. The purple cloud wing will be removed and stored in your inventory as a material soul guide. You have 3 seconds to object, or this change will occur. 3, 2, 1. Yi Feng counted down silently. After 3 seconds, Yi Feng felt a surge of warmth on his back, followed by a refreshing sensation, like rubbing a cooling balm on his skin. Then, he sensed the spirit bone on his back growing stronger. Unnoticed, a black ray of light slipped from Yi Feng's back, down his arm, and into the jade bracelet on his left wrist. Yi Feng closed his eyes, examining the contents of the jade bracelet storage. Inside, he found a scroll. He opened his eyes. Tang San, having recovered, had just obtained his 3rd spirit ring and external spirit bone. Little San, use your mind to store the external spirit bone, Zhao Wuji said, his face beaming. He was thrilled that 2 Shrek Academy students had acquired external spirit bones. Tang San did as instructed, attempting to assimilate the 8 spider lances into his body, resulting in 2 raised bumps on his back, detracting from his appearance. Xiao Wu, Ning Rongrong, and Zhu Zhuqing frowned, noticing the issue. Despite Tang San gaining the 8 spider lances, the spirit bone, his back now looked worse. Yi Feng glanced at Tang San, a slight smile playing on his lips, no longer feeling envious. His external spirit bone, the Dragon Phoenix ancient wing, was just as powerful, if not more so, than Tang San's 8 spider lances. Little San, congrats, Dai Mubai said, patting Tang San on the shoulder. Thanks, Tang San said triumphantly, looking at Oscar, then at Yi Feng. He felt he finally had something Yi Feng didn't, a fact that amused him. However, Tang San was unaware that Yi Feng already possessed an external spirit bone, the potent Dragon Phoenix ancient wing. Little San, don't get a big head. Keep working hard, and you'll get your 4th, 5th, and so on. I believe you'll become a powerful title Douluo, Zhao Wuji said, encouraging Tang San to keep practicing. I will, Teacher Zhao, Tang San replied firmly. The 4th spirit ring? The 5th spirit ring? Yi Feng was momentarily stunned, thinking to himself, if things go as planned, Tang San's 4th spirit ring will come from the 10,000-year crypt demon spider, and his 5th from his natal spirit, when the blue-silver grass awakens a 2nd time and becomes the blue-silver emperor, granting him a powerful soul ring blessed by the blue-silver king. I'm jealous of his good fortune, the blood of the blue-silver emperor, Tang Sek's unique knowledge, and twin martial souls. Ding dong. The system detects the host's envy of Tang San's luck. As your support, the system is dissatisfied. The blood of the blue-silver emperor is nothing. The system will awaken the blood of the 9-heart profound tangerine emperor for the host. Emperor's blood, Yi Feng stared blankly, confused. A strange wave emanated from him, spreading outwards. The light wave covered a large area, stretching for miles, bathing all the plants and trees in a faint glow. This light seeped from the flora, responding to a mysterious call, and converged on Yi Feng. "What's going on?" Dai Mubai asked, bewildered by the sudden change. "What the heck are these lights?" Oscar frowned, never having witnessed such a thing. "It's so beautiful." Ning Rongrong exclaimed. Unlike Dai Mubai and Oscar, Ning Rongrong was captivated by the scene. Could it be? Xiao Wu was stunned. As a transformed soul beast, she suspected what was happening, staring at Yi Feng incredulously before shaking her head. "Impossible. How can it be? He's actually..." Gathering a spirit ring, Tang San blurted out. "What? Gathering a spirit ring? That's not right. How is this possible? Boss Yi didn't hunt a soul beast. How could he form a spirit ring?" That everyone eyed Tang San suspiciously. Tang San activated his purple demon eyes, but in his current state, he couldn't distinguish spirit beasts from humans. He seemed to be talking to himself. "The teacher once told me that some transformed spirit beasts need to reach level 60 and have 6 spirit rings before becoming indistinguishable from humans. Before that, transformed soul beasts could obtain standard spirit rings without hunting soul beasts, and the soul skills within the ring would be very suitable for them." "You mean Boss Yi is a transformed spirit beast?" Oscar asked in surprise, gaping at Tang San. "I'm just saying there's a possibility," Tang San replied cautiously. Hearing this, Duke Long Meng Shu narrowed his eyes, staring at Yi Feng. "Old man." Zhao Tianxiang called out curiously. Duke Long Meng Shu shook his head. As in level 85 Contra, he was certain Yi Feng wasn't a transformed soul beast. Yi Feng was a normal human. As for the sudden change, Duke Long Meng Shu, despite his knowledge, couldn't explain it. Suddenly, Duke Long Meng Shu's gaze fell on Xiao Wu. His eyes widened, filled with a hunger. He subconsciously took a step towards Xiao Wu, his hand trembling slightly on his dragon-headed crutch. Overcome with excitement, Xiao Wu noticed Duke Long Meng Shu's gaze, lowered her head, looking pitiful, and retreated behind Xiao Wuji. Tang San noticed the change in Duke Long Meng Shu's expression. Following his gaze, he saw Xiao Wu hiding behind Xiao Wuji. Why is Senior Meng Shu looking at Xiao Wu like that, as if he wants to kill her? Could it be Xiao Wu, Tang San didn't dare complete the thought. Could Xiao Wu be a soul beast? The thought plagued his mind. Due to human slaughter, spirit beasts harbored strong resentment towards humans. Xiao Wu had been captured by the Titan giant ape. Had the Titan giant ape simply thrown her away so kindly? And how had Xiao Wu gained a 10,000-year spirit ring so coincidentally? Something was fishy. Now, Duke Long Meng Shu was staring at Xiao Wu with such fervor. Tang San couldn't help but wonder if Xiao Wu was a transformed spirit beast. Chapter 68 Yi Feng's First Soul Skill. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Edited content. Chapter 68, Yi Feng's Fifth Soul Skill. Tang San wouldn't have suspected Xiao Wu was a spirit beast in human form. It just wasn't something you'd normally consider about people you know, but now, he was rethinking everything. During their 6 years at Notting College, Xiao Wu never once went home. Every new year, she'd come with Tang San and Yi Feng to Holy Soul Village. Everyone else went home for holidays, to be with family. Even if a relative had passed, they'd visit their grave. But not Xiao Wu. The more Tang San thought about their past, the more convinced he became that she wasn't human. He looked at Xiao Wu, a conflict brewing in his mind. What do I do? Long Meng Shu is going after her. Should I help Xiao Wu? But he's a Contra, a real powerhouse. I remember the teacher saying a 10,000-year soul ring not only boosts a soul master's stats, but also grants 2 soul skills. And killing a spirit beast that old guarantees a soul bone, which also gives the user 2 abilities. Damn it, why did Xiao Wu's secret come out now? I'm only a level 30 soul master, nowhere near strong enough to absorb a 10,000-year soul ring in bone. Am I just going to let Long Meng Shu get a free power-up? Tang San was torn. Xiao Wu sensed Long Meng Shu's gaze and also noticed Tang San watching her. She frowned, looking at Tang San with a mix of fear and suspicion. She didn't think someone as weak as a level 30 soul master could see through her disguise. Tang San struggled internally, and Long Meng Shu was having his own crisis. He wasn't sure if he should snatch Xiao Wu. She was a rabbit, but his martial spirit was the leading scepter. Plus, his current soul power was only level 85. He didn't need a soul ring to advance further. Zhao Wuji saw Xiao Wu's scared eyes and Long Meng Shu's predatory look. He figured Xiao Wu must have offended the man somehow. He couldn't just stand by and watch Meng Shu attack a student from Shrek Academy, but he knew he was no match for the unrivaled dragon-snake couple. Zhao Wuji paused, glancing at Yi Feng, who was meditating. He gathered himself, clasped his fists at Long Meng Shu, and said respectfully, "Senior Meng Shu, could I have a word with you?" Long Meng Shu nodded. Zhao Wuji led him aside and explained that Xiao Wu was Yi Feng's girlfriend, and Yi Feng's master was Sword Douluo Chen Xian of the Seven Treasure Glazed Tile School. He hoped Meng Shu would consider Chen Xian's reputation and forgive Xiao Wu for whatever she might have done. Long Meng Shu looked surprised. He realized Zhao Wuji had completely misunderstood. Hearing the names of Chen Xian and the Seven Treasure Glazed Tile School, he asked cautiously, "So, Sword Douluo knows about the girl?" "Yes," Zhao Wuji said firmly. Long Meng Shu sighed, looking at Xiao Wu with regret. He knew he couldn't touch her. If Chen Xian had seen through her disguise, attempting to kill her would bring the wrath of both the Sword Douluo and the entire Seven Treasure Glazed Tile School upon him and his family. He considered killing everyone present. After all, they were deep in the Star Do Forest. But he wasn't sure he could take out the entire Shrek Academy group with Zhao Wuji there. If even one person escaped, the consequences would be disastrous. He sighed again, then noticed Oscar, the food-type soul master, out of the corner of his eye. That made him feel a little better. Oscar and his granddaughter, Meng still, seemed to have a connection. All right, he conceded, weighed down by the thought of facing Chen Xian in the Seven Treasure Glazed Tile School. Long Meng Shu compromised, giving up on the idea of claiming Xiao Wu's spirit ring in bone. While they were waiting, Yi Feng opened his eyes. The moment he did, a golden light appeared between his brows. He stood up, looking pleased. "Big brother, what's your fifth soul skill?" Ning Rongrong asked, curious. Yi Feng thought for a moment, then held out his left hand. A crystal-clear crabapple flower appeared in his palm, with 9 stamens in the flower's center. 5 of them were colored, red, blue, azure, yellow, and gold, while the remaining 4 were as clear as glass. The moment the 9-heart begonia appeared, Tang San felt a faint pressure. It was as if his blue-silver grass was afraid of it. 5 soul rings appeared beneath Yi Feng's feet, 2 yellow, 1 purple, and 2 black. His 5th soul ring had 3 black lines, indicating a lifespan of 30,000 years. 30,000 years, Dai Mubai exclaimed. The limit for a soul master absorbing a 5th soul ring was 10,000 years, 20,000 for the 6th, and less than 50,000 for the 7th. But Yi Feng's 5th ring was already 30,000 years old. Not just Dai Mubai, but even the unrivaled dragon-snake couple stared at Yi Feng in shock. As expected of Sword Douluo's disciple. Meng Shu stroked his beard, impressed. "What about the skill? What does it do?" Ning Rongrong asked eagerly. Yi Feng waved his hand, and the 9-heart begonia burst into golden light. It shattered, the petals turning into golden rays that clung to his body. When the light faded, armor materialized on Yi Feng, like that of an ancient general. The armor featured a dragon's body, eagle's arms, tiger's shoulders, mastiff's back, and rhinoceros legs. The main color was gold, symbolizing the emperor, accented with silver. The tights underneath were black and purple, while key parts like the eye mask and shield were red. The belt and knees displayed a black and white yin-yang tai chi symbol, with 8 yellow dots around it and emblems of a dragon, eagle, phoenix, black rhinoceros, tiger, and snow mastiff, representing the 8 trigrams and 5 elements. That's your 5th soul skill? Ning Rongrong asked, paling slightly. From the moment Feng activated it, a sense of imperial authority filled the air. Ning Rongrong noticed the flow of her own soul power had slowed, and her strength was somewhat suppressed. Yeah, I call it the 9-Heart Emperor armor. It weakens the combat power of enemies within 100 meters by 10%. It initially increases my defense, speed, and attack power by 50%. Every time my soul power increases by 1 level, those stats go up another 1%, Feng explained, smiling. His 5th skill was an all-around support ability. The initial boost is 50%. Big brother, your soul power is over level 60, so that means the total increase is over 60%, right? Ning Rongrong asked, shocked. As an auxiliary soul master, she knew exactly what a 60% boost meant. That's right, Feng confirmed. Wow, Boss Yi, that's insane. It's totally broken. Ma Hongjun said, slapping Feng on the shoulder with a grin. Feng just smiled. His 5th soul skill was a gift from the system. Nothing special for a system product. He glanced at Tang San, curious. One day, when Tang San got the blue-silver overlord spear, he wondered which would be more powerful, the spear or his 9-Heart Emperor armor. End of this chapter. Chapter 69 Meng Yiran and Meng Shu. You are listening at novelfull.audio. On the edge of the Star Do Great Forest, Meng still watched the teachers and students of Shrek Academy head toward Soto City in the distance. Now that Feng had his 5th soul ring, no one else at Shrek Academy needed one right away, so there was no reason to stick around the Star Do Forest. Meng Yiran had also just obtained her 3rd, so she and her grandparents were ready to move on, too. That meant it was time for them to part ways. The snake woman, Chao Tianxiang, approached Meng Yiran, following her gaze, though the Shrek Academy group was long gone. Yiran, what's on your mind? Nothing, just thinking, Meng Yiran stammered. Those Shrek Academy students are incredibly talented, but it's a shame they don't want to join our family. They could take us to the next level within 20 years, Duke Long Meng Shu sighed. Those kids are going places. Feng is amazing, Tang San is too, and even that Oscar has something special. But I've never even heard of Shrek Academy, the snake woman, Chao Tianxiang, said, puzzled. How could an academy with so many outstanding students be so unknown? Yiran, what do you think of Oscar? Duke Long Meng Shu asked. He's kind of immature. And some of his soul skills are just bizarre, Meng Yiran said, thinking of Oscar's weird incantations. I have a big sausage. I have a little sausage. Her cheeks flushed. I'm asking about your feelings for him, Duke Long Meng Shu clarified. Grandpa, are you trying to set us up? Meng Yiran exclaimed, surprised. Even though she liked Oscar, they hadn't even talked about anything serious. Why? You don't want to? Duke Long Meng Shu frowned. He's a good kid. I noticed he seemed interested in you when we were leaving the forest. And his spirit is food-based, which would be a huge benefit to you. You think he's not good-looking enough? Ugh, Grandpa, come on. You want him to assist me, so you want me to eat his sausage every day. Meng Yiran said, face burning. Girl, don't judge a book by its cover. Food-type soul masters are rare and valuable. It's hard to find one with real talent, Duke Long Meng Shu said, raising his voice, scolding his granddaughter. Okay, Grandpa, don't get mad. It's not like I'll even see him again. Yiran, think about it. Opportunities don't last forever. You're still young, don't let this be a regret later in life, Duke Long Meng Shu urged. I know, Grandpa. I already told Oscar where we live. Meng still admitted shyly. On the way out of the Star Do Great Forest, Oscar had relentlessly pursued her, demanding all sorts of information, including her address. Finally, she had caved and given it to him. Ha ha ha, so she was smitten. Duke Long Meng Shu chuckled, stroking his goatee. Grandpa, why are you so hung up on Oscar? What about Yi Feng? Isn't he better? He's younger than me and already a level 53 Soul King. Why don't you try to match me with him? Meng still questioned. She couldn't understand why her grandfather was pushing Oscar on her when Tang San and Yi Feng were so obviously more talented. Yi Feng already has a girlfriend. That girl with the rabbit ears. As for Tang San, he's too intense, always thinking several steps ahead. You're strong-willed, but he'd walk all over you. At least they're classmates with Oscar. If something ever happened to our family, do you think Yi Feng and Tang San would just stand by and watch? Duke Long Meng Shu replied with a smile. Yi Feng's talent was breathtaking, a level 52 Soul King at just 12 years old. If he continued to develop, he might even break Haotian Douluo's record and become the youngest titled Douluo ever. However, Duke Long Meng Shu knew that his granddaughter would never agree to share a husband with another woman. Yi Feng, Tang San, Oscar, Xiao Wu, and the others returned to Shrek Academy, and Flender gave them a few days off to rest before a new round of special training began. 3 days. If Yi Feng was right, Master Yu Xiaojiang would arrive in 3 days and start training the Shrek 7 Devils. Even on vacation, Yi Feng didn't let up on his training. He increased the weight he carried while running from 240 pounds to 330 pounds. He ran 30 miles back and forth every day. For ordinary people, walking from Shrek Academy to Soto City would take half a day. Running that distance 30 times with 330 pounds of weight was brutal, even for a soul master. Yi Feng pushed himself to drain his soul power every day, and then practiced restoring it every night. He discovered that each time he depleted and replenished his soul power, it increased slightly. It was a small gain, but Yi Feng was improving daily. Inspired by Yi Feng, Oscar, Ning Rongrong, Xiao Wu, Zhu Zhuqing, Dai Mubai, and Tang San all cancelled their vacations and joined his grueling training regimen. Of course, their physical condition and spirit power weren't on par with Yi Feng's, so they only ran 7 times between Shrek Academy and Soto City, carrying 110 pounds, of the Shrek 7 Devils. Only Ma Hongjun was still enjoying his vacation, on a watchtower at Shrek Academy. Zao Wao Qi and teacher Li Yusong watched the students training. Those kids are amazing, Zao Wao Qi said happily. Especially Yi Feng. He's so talented, but he works 10 times harder than we ever did at his age. And he motivates the other students. We don't even need to supervise them. Li Yusong glanced in another direction, his expression turning strange. Zhao, you forgot someone. You mean Fatty? Yep. Where is he? Listen, Li Yusong prompted. Zao Wao Qi strained his ears, listening intently. He could faintly hear the sound of a woman moaning. His face also took on a strange look, and he couldn't help but feel envious. That Fatty is so lucky. Other soul masters have to work their butts off to level up, but he just has to be a ladies' man. End of this chapter. Chapter 70 System crashed. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Soto City was still buzzing with activity. It was morning, and all the shops were open for business. The lively crowds were a stark contrast to the silence of the Star-Do Great Forest. Yi Feng, Xiao Wu, Oscar, Tang San, and the others were in Soto City for a simple reason, to pick up their monthly Soul Master allowance at the Spirit Hall. Among the Shrek 7 Devils, only Zhu Zhuqing, Ning Rongrong, and Ma Hongjun were still considered great Soul Masters, qualifying them for 10 gold soul coins each. Xiao Wu, Oscar, Tang San, and Dai Mubai, as 3-ring Soul Grandmasters, received 20 gold soul coins. Yi Feng, now a 5-ring Soul King, collected a whopping 50 gold soul coins every month. As the Shrek 7 Devils left the Soto City branch of the Spirit Hall, Zhu Zhuqing turned to face her companions. Yi Feng, I'm out. Gotta get back to training. Alright, Yi Feng replied with a nod. Zhu Zhuqing was dedicated. Ever since Yi Feng had reached the Soul King level, she'd been training hard, even at night. Maybe she was inspired by Yi Feng, or maybe she was just determined to get stronger. Zhu Zhuqing turned and left, never once looking at Dai Mubai. It was as if she didn't care what he did with his allowance. I'm heading back too, Ma Hongjun said with a grin. You guys go have fun. I'm gonna pass. Fatty, when did you get so responsible? Oscar chuckled, playfully nudging Ma Hongjun. I'm a changed man, Ma Hongjun replied smugly. I've got over a dozen girlfriends waiting for me back home. I swore to their future fathers-in-law that I wouldn't let their daughters down. A man's gotta keep his word. Well. I'm out too, Oscar added. Got a right to Meng Yiran. He was clearly thinking about her. Oscar felt a connection with Meng Yiran and the unrivaled dragon-snake couple, who hadn't judged him for being an orphan. Meng Yiran was also beautiful and talented, considered a genius. As a food-type soul master, Oscar knew the Seven Treasure Glazed Tile School wouldn't accept him. So, he'd given up on Ning Rongrong and didn't want to lose his chance with Meng Yiran. Okay, Yi Feng said, then paused. Fatty, join our training session tomorrow. Ma Hongjun grinned. I've already got a dozen girlfriends. Why would I need to train with you guys? In his mind, the women made him stronger. He never thought he'd get to this point. Fatty, your spirit is unique, Yi Feng explained. Before you become a title Douluo, you should worry about your spirit ring. How many years have you put into it? Spirit ring? Ma Hongjun looked confused. The power of a soul ring is directly related to the soul master's physical strength. I'm not worried about your soul power, but I am worried about your spirit ring. Weight training can strengthen your body. But it's up to you whether you join us. It's your choice. Yi Feng spoke earnestly. No matter how strong Ma Hongjun's spirit made him, he wasn't made of iron. Yi Feng had a feeling that once Ma Hongjun became a title Douluo, his weaknesses as an evil soul master would start to show. Becoming a title Douluo wasn't Yi Feng's goal, becoming a god was. As his partner, Ma Hongjun was destined to become a god too. Yi Feng wanted friends to drink and eat with when he went to the god realm, which is why he was so invested in Ma Hongjun's training. Alright, Yi Feng. I'll start running with weights when I get back, Ma Hongjun agreed without hesitation. Good, Yi Feng said. So, of the 3 Shrek Academy students who used to chase after women, only Dai Mubai was left. Oscar, Dai Mubai, and Ma Hongjun used to spend their soul master allowance on women every month. But this time, Dai Mubai was on his own. Yi Feng looked at Dai Mubai, who seemed to freeze for a moment. I'm going to do my own thing. Don't wait up, Dai Mubai said, turning and walking away towards the Rose Hotel. Dai Mubai hadn't seen the twin sisters in a while. Since Zhu Zhuqing didn't seem to care, he figured he might as well enjoy himself. Or maybe he was trying to get her attention. Zhu Zhuqing, Ma Hongjun, Oscar, and Dai Mubai left, leaving only Yi Feng, Tang San, Xiao Wu, and Ning Rongrong. Tang San finally spoke. Yi Feng, Xiao Wu, Rongrong, I have some things to take care of. I'll head back to the academy later. Okay, Yi Feng nodded. Once Tang San was out of earshot, Ning Rongrong asked curiously, Dai Mubai went looking for women, but what's Tang San up to? Is he looking for a woman too? No way, he never has before. Yi Feng chuckled to himself. In the original story, after Tang San obtained his 3rd spirit ring and returned to Soto City, he'd gone to the blacksmith shop to find a blacksmith. This time, he'd likely go to the blacksmith to work on crafting more powerful hidden weapons. Tang San's Tang Sek techniques were his other advantage besides his twin spirits. In the future, those hidden weapons would play a pivotal role. Tears of the Avalokitesvara, Bodhi Blood, Hades Iron, Rainstorm Pear Blossom Needle, Peacock Feather, Juga Godly Crossbow, Flying God Claw, Soul-Chasing Gallbladder, Bat Wing Reincarnation, 1001 Nights, Dragon Beard Needle, and Buddha's Wrath Tangnian were all powerful Tang sect hidden weapons. I really envy Tang San. Not only does he have twin spirits, but he also has the golden ticket of Tang sect's hidden weapons. That's how he met Ning Fengji and changed the fate of so many people. Yi Feng watched Tang San walk away, muttering to himself, but the system's voice didn't ring in his head. That Yi Feng was confused. He was bound to a proud system. Whenever he expressed envy for something true, the system would challenge it, and he would get a reward, but this time, even though he envied Tang San, the system didn't respond. I really envy Tang San. In addition to his twin spirits, he also has the Tang sect's hidden weapons, which he'll use to create things like the godly Zhuge crossbow and the hidden arrow to give to the Shrek Academy students, winning over Ning Rongrong, Dai Mubai, and the others. Yi Feng tried again, but the system remained silent. What was going on? Yi Feng was stunned. His system seemed to be malfunctioning.